Oh wait, are they drifting in tanks?
No! Dead meme.
Has everyone gotten their socks for Christmas? Because right now it's time to do something else. Time to do my first ever and probably most likely last Q&AMA, where you question and ask me everything. Let's go. And for the people that want to know, I am holding a tangerine right now. Now that is interesting news. This, while I'm conducting my Q&AMA, is Bestie for Mundi playing the Tier 10 Soviet original tank destroyer, the Object 268. You know, just to say up front, he's going to roll every single shot high, and his enemies are dumb as shit. Anyway, let's get started.
Who is your favorite? And Deep Space sometime.
Yes, and yes. Hit me up. Also, a Deep Space video is also on its way also.
Will you come back to World of Tanks and be as passionate as you were back in the old days, and what would it take for this to happen? Also will miss your videos, they always, no matter my mood, I get a smile on my face. Smile, thank you for that.
Well, Smile, I'm happy I do that for you, Smile. Oh god, what has to happen for me to come back to World of Tanks? Okay, so first of all, I will not stop playing World of Tanks. I have too much time invested into World of Tanks to just suddenly stop playing. I will still play occasionally with friends. I will still most likely join QB every so often. I will most likely stream World of Tanks every so often, because whereas I hate playing it, I don't loathe playing it. At times it's fun to play World of Tanks up until the point where everyone spams premium and artillery shits on you constantly day and night. It's okay, it's fun. That's what I live for. What has to happen? Okay, first of all, artillery has to have the stun removed. Like, just remove it. You can keep the damage, but remove the stun. Jesus Christ. Premium ammo is too deeply embedded to remove. So, instead of Wargaming wanting to nerf it by literally nerfing damage, why not just lower the DPM of it by increasing the reload? That way you still do the same amount of damage, but you have more time in between shots. For example, a 140 having 320 alpha every, what is it, let's say 6 seconds. Why not 320 alpha every 7 seconds? Not quite sure. Like, a lot of stuff has to happen. Like, tanks have to be rebalanced, RT has to be rebalanced, ammo has to be rebalanced. A lot of stuff has to happen, but Wargaming is just kind of too busy with adding more content that would only kind of break the game more. Yeah. But for the love of God, nerf the premium ammo on the Type 4 and Type 5 Heavy, and nerf the armor on that. Holy shit.
How many tanks have your 3 Mark, 2 Mark and 1 Mark, and how harder is it for you at different tiers?
As of today, the answer to 3 marked is 7. 7 tanks, ranging from tier 5 to tier 9. I'm too shit. 2 mark tanks at tier 10, which comes back to the follow-up. I am not consistent enough to 3 mark tanks at tier 10. I'm not consistent enough to 3 mark most tanks at tier 9. Tier 8 is where, like, it gets a lot easier, but because you're constantly bottom tier, it becomes more harder. It's very easy at tier 5. It's easy at tier 6, even though I don't have a tier 6 tank 3 marked as of yet. Tier 7 is lol. Tier 8, like I said, it's easy, but it becomes hard because you're constantly facing tier 10s. So there's some tanks I will never 3 mark. Literally never. Think of the Object 260. Like, I can try and try and try until I am literally just a pile of ashes, and I'm still trying at that point, but I will not succeed. As for 2 marked, I do believe something along the lines of 30. I'll do a quick count. You know what? Exactly 30. 32 marked tanks, and then somewhere between 50 and I'd say 70 or possibly 80 first marks. The first marks usually just kind of happen without me really trying. There are tanks that I could have easily first marked, for example the OI, the tier 6 Japanese heavy tank, if I not mostly played that in strongholds. Otherwise I would have gotten the first mark on that, or possibly even a second.
First of all, Sucks that you're leaving what, but in the future after you have a stable job and begin to have time on your hands would you come back to YouTube, or is YouTube not your passion anymore? Bless you for being alive. I love your videos and I would say you are my favorite YouTube channel so far. Live a happy life.
Oh, I would definitely come back to YouTube and rule the tanks. It's just that artillery is ass. And that I don't enjoy making YouTube videos about a game I don't enjoy. If I loved World of Tanks, I would just straight up continue making World of Tanks videos. It's just I don't want to advertise a game I don't enjoy. I mean, if you see shots like this, for example, on the T-54, where he rolls high every single shot, I would love this game. But I don't roll every single shot plus 25% high. So it's like, I'm sorry, I just had like Christmas dinner and like multiple beers, so like I'm just kind of all over the place. But I would definitely come back to World of Tanks if I enjoy it again, and I would definitely make YouTube videos about it again. That could be within 6 months, that could be within a year, who knows? But YouTube is definitely not a passion, but it's a nice pastime. I enjoy doing it. I would definitely continue it if I find a game that I would enjoy making YouTube videos about, and that was World of Tanks. And now that it's not World of Tanks anymore, I don't feel comfortable making YouTube videos about other games. And thanks, man. You give me that warm, fuzzy feeling of actually being alive and appreciated. I love you, man.
What is your opinion on me?
You are fuzzy.
Why I love you ... 3 greater than 3 greater than 3 greater than.
It's because of my manly voice. And because of my boobies.
How did you start with what? How did you meet QB? Was there any specific reason that you wanted to make videos on? We'll add more random questions if you won't think that it is video worthy. D.
How I started with World of Tanks is a really simple story. A friend of mine was like, hey, let's play this game. And then I installed it because it was free to play. And I'm Dutch and we like free things. And then I started playing it. And eventually we got to the Soviet light tanks, which were the T-50 and the D-50-2. And then we started playing those like dumb little goldfish. And we started playing artillery for a bit, which was way before the artillery rebalanced from patch 8.6, so artillery was actually really good. How did I meet QB? That is actually a story for like people that think that it is special. I sucked at World of Tanks. I was the worst scrub. I was like 500 WN8 levels of dumb. This one time, for no apparent reason at all, I just went onto Twitch. I never watched the live stream ever. I wasn't the live streaming kind of guy, and I was just like, what's in the World of Tanks section? Because like at that point I had like a Yak Panther 2 and a VK 4502A, and I just kind of wanted tips on how to continue World of Tanks because I was so bad. And QB was at that point the only person that was English speaking that was streaming. There were a lot of Russians, and QB was the only person that was English that was streaming World of Tanks, and I watched, and it was literally the last game of his stream. So I was like, this guy seems like he knows what he's doing, he seems alright, and he seems like he knows what he's doing. And then he stopped streaming because he was done. So go figure. Then the next time I tuned in again, like I believe that it was on a Tuesday, and I tuned in again on Wednesday trying to find him, and Zircon didn't start yet at that point. So like QB wasn't there, and there was like Ace TV, which is like this 24/7 channel of Russians that are like constantly drunk on everything. And on Thursday I was there again, and he was streaming with Jingles and Ike, and I knew Jingles from like really weird old videos. I just kind of watched for QB, and I just watched him. I was just a regular in chat for the longest of times. And I do believe I still have a clip of where I get modded.
Okay. Peppity is assigning a new moderator. She has told me the Skype name. Oh, Philippopoulos. You want Philippopoulos to be a moderator? Okay. That's a nice surprise. I know Philippopoulos so much. Alright. There you go, Philip. You have been granted the ban hammer by Peppity. So, good luck and have fun, dude.
Because Tanya, I was always nice to Tanya and QB both in chat. I was really quiet. I never said anything. I got timed out once because I was talking about weed, literally. And I was always nice to Tanya and QB. And like, for some reason, one day Tanya messaged me like, hey, do you want to join the family of moderators? And I was like, huh? don't you want to like moderate this guy or this guy because they're like far more known and like well known in chat and like active? And Tanya was like, no, we want you. So then I got moderated, and like I literally personally didn't know QB, not at all. Like I never spoken a single word to him at all. Like I was subscribed, yeah, but like I never spoke a single word to him, like with exception of sub messages and like saying hello and stuff like that. When he was playing like his World of Warcraft streams, he was much more vocal to his audience because he was less focused on World of Tanks, and like in WoW there are more quiet moments. Yeah, like I just got moderated one day and I became a moderator shortly after because I was like gone, probably getting shit-faced somewhere. M4 Real got moderated, and he kind of pushed because M4 knew QB from World of Warcraft. So like he kind of pushed for like casually chilling together for World of Tanks. And like that World of Tanks, I played at that point Minecraft with QB as well, casually here and there. Like I became sort of a friend because of Michael or M4. And then this one time M4, like I said, pushed for Tankfest, and we went to Tankfest, and like it was really nice and really fun. And from that point it just kind of went from there. So I went from nobody to a moderator to like sort of a gaming friend to a friend to real life friends, just because reasons. And those reasons are based on absolutely nothing. So that's how I know QB. And the YouTube thing is because M4 one day was like, hey, let's make YouTube videos. And I was like, okay. And then he made the YouTube account and like all the stuff. And he just told me the account details and told me like, hey, let's upload a video both at the same time on this date. That's how it kind of went from there. And then I was kind of hooked. That's it.
I have always loved your videos. The amount of effort you put in always shows. My question is, what is your real job? I have always wondered.
Thanks, man. Yeah, these videos are a death sentence to me. My real job is just kind of just piss about and get insulted. Yeah.
My wife and I are on Thassos this summer. Tongue, where do you spend your summer holiday? Smile.
Usually in warm places. That is either Greece or Spain. Most likely Spain. Depends on where my friends want to go. Which will most likely be Spain. East coast of Spain. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Oh yeah, Spain has an east coast. What?
Why do your videos smell like cheese? Well, as it's a game you don't want to play anymore, what would you actually do to World of Tanks to make it better? Maybe you don't care personally, but maybe that's a better angle than some of the others who have a more introspective view on the faults and solutions? Or would you just like to see it die naturally? Oh, and I will really miss the dry sense of humor and the extraordinary editing and care you put into your videos. Maybe it isn't for you, but you have a flair for the production, and I hope that talent isn't lost.
Oh god, that's a long question, isn't it? What would I do to World of Tanks? Like I said, I would remove the stun from artillery. I would change quite a few things. There's a video that I made, I think somewhere about a year ago. That's an hour long of what I would like to change about World of Tanks. I can't quite remember the name of it, but by golly, is it a long video. Yeah, remove stun from artillery, rebalance a whole bunch of tanks. We'll rebalance a whole bunch of maps, like stop making corridor maps for wargaming. Stop adding stuff that will make people come back for just a short time while their errors are still in the game. Okay, so they're working on matchmaking. They're trying to find a solution to premium ammo, which in my opinion is the wrong solution, but at least they're trying. Artillery, remove the stun. Of course, remove the stun. Make changes to RNG, make it like plus 20%, and when you're stationary, something about stationary have more accuracy, like plus 15% instead of plus 25, because it's really annoying when you're just fully aimed at the side of a tank and it just misses for no reason at all, except for go sit on a cactus. I wouldn't really want to see World of Tanks die. Like, World of Tanks to me is what World of Warcraft is to a lot of people. Like, they had so much fun, fantastic memories, and it would just be a shame to see it die. It's like kind of that, it's like a pet. Like no one would want to see their pet die. I've put effort into this pet, I love this pet, I've played with this pet, and it would be a damn shame to see it die. So no, I would not to see it die naturally. World of Tanks has a lot of faults, and there's a lot of solutions that the developers don't really want to look at because they're kind of, in my opinion and many others' opinion, too busy with milking it dry for all of the money they can squeeze out of it. And that makes me sad. And thanks, man. Like, the dry humor just comes naturally because personally I don't really know that I'm doing it. It's just the way that I think, and some people might say that the way I think is slightly weird, dark, or scary, but that comes with being a psychopath. And the extraordinary editing I put in my videos, it's kind of weird to say this because it feels like, oh, I'm just tooting my own horn here and toot. But I edit my videos and I'm happy with them. Like, I only upload videos that I'm happy with. I've had many videos that I've thrown out or restarted completely. And then I upload them and then they are live. I won't change them, I won't remove them, whatever. But then every so often I go back to a video and I look at it again and I'm like, that's absolutely horrendous dog shite. And I learn from that, and most of the time I look at the cinematics because I am a sucker for cinematics. That's what I love the most about my videos. Like, I could make a video about World of Tanks and I'm fine with it. I could make a video of World of Tanks with cinematics and I am 10 out of 10 hard. It's the cinematics that I wanted to do. Not from the beginning, but eventually I found my love for cinematics. The first time I done cinematics and I've really enjoyed it was during a mod video of skins. That's the first time I tried it and I was like, I'm sold. This is what I really want to actually kind of do. And then I look back at it like a couple of months later. I'm like, that's terrible. Why did I release this? Why did I upload this? What was I thinking? And so every time that happens, right now I'll upload a video with like cinematics and I'm like, that's quality, holy shit! Commission me to make a movie, and then a couple of months later I'm like, who let me upload this? And then I learn from that, because I'm critical of my own work. Maybe not straight away because I don't see it, but my taste changes, my opinion changes. And I learn from that, and I get better. And I've always wanted to do something different with World of Tanks. Of course, like I said, I learned from my cinematics. This is not like to be mean or anything, but then you see like Zircon or Quickie Baby or whoever make a YouTube video, and they always do a commentary about the game. They talk about World of Tanks, the game itself, or like the game that happened. And personally, that's what I started off with, because that's the norm, right? But I kind of veered away from that because I thought there's people doing that and like they're doing it better than I am, so how can I change shit up? And that's a valid thing to think. It's how can you be different? How can you make a hole in like the market and profit out of it? And that's how I kind of sort of came up with an evolved marking mission. From the very first game, it was just live recorded, and the very first few games were just live recorded. And when I noticed one time that this is going to take ages to edit this, and this is going to be like a 4-hour video, I thought, why not record the games, edit them down to make them shorter, and commentate over it. Yes, it will take longer eventually to edit it, but it became quicker, funnier in my opinion, and easier to watch because you're not sitting throughout the entire game looking at all the boring bits where I'm just literally driving for 2 minutes straight towards a different enemy tank. I've learned from that as well. You will see me progress from like the very first couple of marking mission videos to the ones I upload today. These are heavily edited, voice clips, different music, quickly edited, so you're never watching like me drive for a couple of minutes. There's always action, there's always shooting, there's always music, there's always text, there's always voice, there's always whatever. It's always going. And if I commentate on a video like, oh yeah, like this is the EBR, Panhard EBR FL 70 sit on a shovel, it has wheels instead of tracks. I'm like, suck a dick, man. That's boring as shit. Like, fair play to the people that have gone popular with that and that works for them. But it just doesn't work for me. And that's how I just went different from commentate over the game to like, holy shit, here's 17 games squeezed down to 30 minutes. Have fun.
Q. Do you script the videos? I found them so funny and well edited, and you're kind of voice actor too. Do you think of doing something related for a living like stand-up? Or editing videos for the Diz commercial? I still remember clearly when you tell your trip to Portugal, or was it Spain, and the zoo. As I said, I'm gonna miss your vids. At least we have shy.
Yeah, it was Spain. Good lord, that was a holiday and a half. No, I don't script my videos at all. There were times where I would write down on a piece of paper what kind of subjects I wanted to talk about, which I would then completely forgot to like look at during the video. No, I don't script my videos at all. I feel that if you script your videos personally, that sometimes it could work out great if you have a lot of information to tell. The problem is, I don't have a lot of information to tell. I just talk shit for like 9 to however many minutes a video is. And it's usually just about a single subject. I've noticed that since school I have found that I am really good at talking about a single subject. Because pretty much, this is what I've learned in school. Once you learn something small about a subject, you can keep stretching it and stretching it and stretching it to the point where it will sound like you've talked about the subject for about 10 minutes, but in reality, you've just repeated yourself over and over and over. It's a skill that I have come to use a lot during school, and I've been doing that in this video as well. I hope you haven't noticed it so far. But no, I don't script my videos at all. I talk whatever comes up in my head, I then repeat that about 4 or 5 times without you really noticing it, and then the subject changes or the video is over. But as well, if you script a video, sometimes it can feel forced. And I don't really want to feel forced in my videos. I want to feel natural, just talk whatever. Sometimes I actually have trouble with coming up with a subject to talk about in the video, and then I just switch over to the safe option, and that is talking about the game itself.
I opened 25 boxes and got all tier 5 tanks except for Left, and I got T57 camo and Defender. Prayed for his 3 and got Defender GG and Gold.
That's not a question.
Phil, will you ever make streaming a real job and quit your security job?
Well, I'm gonna quit that job anyway in February because I've had enough of it. And to make a job out of Twitch is that I have to be popular and a lot of people have to watch me, and those lot of people have to donate money to me. Because at that point I kind of become a charity case, because if they don't watch and throw immaculate amounts of money at me, I don't get to live. So probably not, unless for some reason I decide to stream a lot and a lot of people tend to watch me, and then those a lot of people tend to send me a lot of money, which probably won't happen. I am very pessimistic in that regard. I am just like that. So unless for some reason like thousands of people start watching me, and like say 10% of those people give me tips, no, probably not. Also, the taxes that come with that shit scare the ever-living diarrhea out of me.
What is your sexual preference?
Women and food. I mean, big burly gay man Kappa pride. No, but if you've never had sex with a sandwich that is filled with banana and or jelly, then what are you doing with your life?
Phil, why not stream movies and we watch them with you?
Oh, that's highly illegal. That shit will get me banned off of Twitch and YouTube. Like straight away.
You play Primo Victoria 1 last time?
Nope.
Phil, how long is your cat? And can we also see the cat?
This little fuzzy ball of 100% panic is Lulu. He's rather big. This black asshole is Cosmo. He is rather small.
Phil, what did you want to be as a kid?
Oh god, it doesn't end. Pilot. I wanted to be a pilot. Yes. No?
You have to love editing very much or make really good money to do this thing. I'm an audio man. Lots of XP in radio production. Worked as host on talk shows, even web radio stuff. PPL on need video and pictures. And I'm good in sound editing, but video editing takes so much time that I can't push myself to make some vids with sound from my talk shows. So I have complete understanding of what you are talking about.
No, I love working with both video and audio. It's just that sometimes it's quite a lot. Also, that wasn't a question.
So what series do you watch?
Oh god, it doesn't end. I watch Doctor Who. And that's it. That's all I watch. Nothing else.
Phil, do you have a mangina?
What?
Please, don't let your girlfriend die in a non-existent basement.
Ah, she deserves it for being not real. It's kind of a punishment you get for, you know, being imaginary.
But even in centuries, a lot of clever physics engineers will discuss two topics: Schrodinger's cat and Flop-Pop's girlfriend. So, the non-existent basement will make him famous.
Actually, I have no question. No, wait, a stupid one. If you lost one of the tanks, can I borrow your account? Yes, I will ruin your W8, 9, and 10. The win rate will be something like 1 digit, comma, something. But finally, I can play all these nice tanks. Oh, another question. Do you agree that the new real tanks is actually the first business successful World War plane? What? Because if I CQB fly driving it with a monster, the contact of the field to the ground happens rather coincidentally. I will miss your videos. I even watch your ego shooter streams, Vince. Yeah, even if I find them boring, but you aren't, have fun with another hobby. Release your basement from your girlfriend or the other way around. This is on your computer. Enjoy summer and summer 2019. I will stay subscribed. Maybe see new vids in 2032.
Ha! No, you don't get to borrow my account. It's my account. It's my puppy. Another question. Do you agree with the wheeled tanks as the first actual business successful World of Warplanes? Yes, definitely. It actually is. I've had a lot of fun flying around in those tanks. AFEs.
Phil, what happened to the words in the vid? That are you making fun of yourself? Also, can you show us a collection of tanks?
Yeah, sure. I'll just kind of interrupt the game that's happening because it really wasn't an interesting game at all. And what happened to the text is actually quite a simple answer. It was too much effort for me at that point to continue with it because, one, when I talk, I just kind of let it flow and let it happen. If something I said turns out to be funny, then so be it. But with the text, I kind of have to be a forced funny, and I'm terrible at being forced funny. So I really had to really force myself to come up with stuff to say, and then I didn't want it to have too big of gaps in between. I didn't want it to be too much. There were videos where I would literally put 180 sentences in the subtitle as extras. And that would literally turn out to be about 2 hours of extra edit time. It really takes a long time to first edit the entire video. Everything is done. Like, I could upload it, but then I was going to add the text. And then I have to go through the entire video again and listen to what I say and then come up with something funny to say about it. And then write the text and make sure that it's on screen long enough so you guys can read it. And hope that it still fits with what I'm saying at that point currently in the video. And sometimes I felt like it would kind of distract of what the video was about, because literally that text was just a fat asshole. Like, that's just the whole idea behind the text. And he was just a terrible, huge asshole that would literally just insult me, my gameplay, and everyone in between. But yeah, it took too long to keep doing that for every single video. If I was, for example, to do that with the marking mission videos now, then the edit time would literally be 24 hours per video. And that's horrific.
Phil, on your videos you talk a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. It looks like you open a release valve at the start of the video and your voice keeps pouring out until the end. Where are you going to find that release valve when you stop making videos?
Nice. I don't actually talk that much in real life. I'm really quiet. It's the fact that making videos is, like, I'm really antisocial actually. Like, if you would find me like somewhere out in the open in public, I'd be uncomfortable. But if I know you, then I'd have no trouble talking to you. So when I make videos, I'm not necessarily talking to anyone per se, which means that I can just keep on talking and talking and talking, because I'm not staring someone in the face while I'm thinking, oh god, they think I'm really dumb as shit. Which in reality, everyone thinks that, because I am. But right now, I don't have to, like, see it happen in front of me. Their facial expressions slowly turn from, oh hey man, nice to meet you, to, oh god, this guy is terrifying. Wow, how is he alive? So I will have no problems at all with talking because I'm a quiet boy.
Where did you get the idea of Populos as part of your in-game name?
Well, to make a very long story short, I love Greece. My family loves Greece. We always went to Greece on holiday. They're fantastic people. The food is amazing. The weather is always nice. The beaches are good. It sucks that economy and politics are a thing. But to make a very long story even shorter, there's a type of cookie in Greece that are called Papadopoulos cookies, butter cookies. I have some here. And my name is Phil. Phil plus Papadopoulos, you squeeze it together and it says Philippopoulos. That's it. That's literally it. I've kind of merged my name with a Greek cookie. But it's apparently also a last name in Greece. So a lot of people actually think that I'm Greek, which I'm really not.
Too bad you are not getting the same satisfaction for making videos. Frown, because I love Tech more than QB's or anyone else's. You have that skill of making your videos enjoyable.
Enjoyable, I don't know. I just make my videos different. Like I said, Jingle, Circon, QB, Fosh, name them, they'll make a video where they talk about the game and the tank that they're playing. I don't. I just talk about other shit. Like, you'll see what happens in the game. If you have a question about the game, like, hey, what did you think about this point? I'll answer it in the comment section if you want. Well, not anymore because I'm gonna quit. But I just kind of felt like, same with tank reviews. It's just looking at numbers. So I just kind of wanted to do something different, and it sort of worked out.
Phil, what is your opinion on the changes coming in 2019?
Okay, I've got the World of Tanks page here open with what is really announced, what they're really going to do. Not that short little video with blacklisting maps or hiding your name and stats. That is speculation, that's just them stirring shit up, hoping to get more people to talk about it, that's fine. Okay, so solve some substantial issues with the matchmaking. I like that. Because the matchmaking really just put you in bottom tier games constantly. So I really hope that they're gonna fix that with their new template system. And hoping that you aren't constantly bottom tier. I don't like the change to the premium ammo. I'm gonna say it up front, I don't like it. Not because like it does less damage now, it is because why nerf the damage if, in my opinion, it would just be better to nerf the DPM by making the reload longer. In my opinion, that makes more sense. You will still have the same alpha. It will just take longer for you to get the shots out. So you're gonna have to make the decision like, if you spam premium. This will stop people spamming premium more, in my opinion, than lowering the damage. Because your DPM is lower. And you're not punished for fighting super heavy tanks. Like, I have to fight a Jaegeru, and maybe he's got like 320 health left. I'm in a T100, I've got 300 alpha. That's a possibly one shot, one kill. I just have to roll a tiny bit higher than my normal. But now, I've suddenly got only, I don't know, 220 alpha, 250. Now I suddenly have to fire twice. In my opinion, it's more skill to really figure out what's your different to reloads for premium and what isn't. You've got a lot of people that just 100% premium ammo because there's no punishment. Make the punishment that you still do the same amount of damage, but it takes so much longer for you to get the shots out. So you're gonna have to like quickly switch between normal ammo and premium ammo. I feel that that is a better solution than, first of all, calling it special ammo. Piss off. I just think that's better than what Wargaming wants to do. Frontline is coming back. It's fine, it's fun. Not really going to play it that much, I think. Maybe I will, who knows. Vehicle rebalance. We'll see what the rebalances are going to be. Following vehicles will be rebalanced first. E100, IS4, Leopard 1, STB1, Kranvan. It says rebalanced, not saying buff. People are saying constantly like, oh, it's going to get a buff, it's going to get a buff. We don't know it's going to get a buff. It might actually get a nerf. Like, I don't know how they're going to nerf the E100, but they might. Jesus. New Swedish medium tanks. See what they're gonna be. Ranked battles, I've lost interest in those. Like, holy shit. Bond shop, I pretty much have all the tanks that they want to put in the bond shop. So, like, it's good that they know that there's problems in the game, but in my opinion, it's just too little too late. We've been complaining about this stuff for years. Literal 3 or 4 years now. Maybe the matchmaking only when the template system came in. And they're only changing that now? I don't know. It's just too little too late eventually. Okay, so again with premium ammo, they can nerf the damage, apparently. 390 alpha will be 290. Literally 100 less. But then, if they can do that, why not make it so that you can only take a limited amount of premium ammo with you? Where again, you have to really think if you're going to fire premium. Do you really want to fire premium? This is a really special occasion if you're going to have to fire premium now. Because maybe you can only take 7 shots of it instead of 47. I don't know. I feel that they could just do so many better things with premium ammo than just... oh, just do it less damage.
Q, what did your sister say the first time she saw your PP?
What's your real name? And I want you to say the story how you get Philipopoulos' nickname.
Well, my real name, my absolute 100% real name, it's Phil. And the cookies.
Bought 3 boxes for the memes. Got an IS-3A. Not even kidding.
Fuck! Hey, congrats, man. It's not a question. Are you having fun with the IS-3A, though?
What's your favorite food and drinks?
Oof. Ribs. I love myself some spare ribs. Big old chunks of meat on bone. Nice and soft with either a barbecue sauce or maybe some sort of sweet sauce. Whatever it is, just give me them damn ribs. And my favorite drink? Anything really. If it's water, Sprite, cola. If I have to go for cola, it's probably going to be vanilla cola. I know, right? Controversial. Or cherry. Ooh. You know, the stuff that really rots your teeth away. Love it. But with ribs.
Always make me laugh no matter what mood I am in, so don't underestimate poop jokes.
Did you know that when you say the word poop, your mouth does the same motion as your bumhole? You know what the scary part is? The same is true for the phrase explosive diarrhea. And with that, I should probably end it all just early. Just this was it. This was the last video of this channel. Bye.
What else are you doing in your free time? Like hobbies?
Well, my hobbies are hanging out with friends and then drink quite a bit. Game with friends. Mostly gaming, really. I have kind of devolved from being like this really sporty teenager where I played basketball, and I really do like basketball. I could pick up a ball and play basketball right now. I guess that's a hobby, but I'm not really doing it anymore. My hobbies are just kind of like gaming and sleeping and eating. I don't know how I'm not obese yet.
Phil, what do you do for a living?
Eat, sleep, poop, game, and repeat. Eat, sleep, poop, game, repeat. Eat, sleep, poop, game, repeat.
Instead of weird intro, we put in a weird intro. DBTW, I know that it is even more work, but I started watching you regularly because of your subtitles that you used to put in your videos. They were sick.
Oh, they were kind of fun to do because I could insult myself so you guys didn't have to do it. That was always fun. I do like how we kind of did that. I guess we never told you how they came to be. The reason was behind the text was not because we wanted to be different. Both of M4 and I weren't sure if we were going to commentate on it or use text. I believe there is another YouTuber that uses text. I can't remember who it is. Someone will know and they'll probably comment it. And M4 and I both were kind of unsure about our English at that point. So we were just kind of like thinking, use text. Because with text you're a lot safer. The problem is with text is people need time to read it. You might not have time to say something about the game, for example, in text. And then we both decided to just piss about and do voice. And the text kind of stayed as like a helping hand in the first cases. It was literally just a helping hand to make sure that if we missed something in the video because we were new to it, we could use the text to fill it up. In my opinion, that was kind of boring, and I changed it up really fast to just this asshole that sits in the back and just ruins everything I do. By the way, the game you're watching is, like I think you've noticed, really old. 2016 this video is from. 24th of January 2016. Enjoy the graphics. It's almost 3 years old. 3 years! Well, 2 years and like 11 months, but shit.
Guys, don't ask the same questions over and over. We all know that Phil quit his job, or not yet but will. He worked for Coca-Cola, developing the secret formula. He loved bikes and drink orange juice, and his favorite food is tuna sandwich. The nickname story start in the deep Greece, a long ago and to be continued, and he went to the mountains one day where he saw the ancient Greek gods, who by the way are all products on incest. Scary, eh? They all banged their mums.
Yep, I'm going to quit my job. Yesterday was the day that I handed in my letter of resignation. And that was a scary moment. I had shaky hands and I peed myself. But it felt good, because finally that was kind of the thing that was holding me back from doing something. And the fact that I had to force myself to do something else. But I can do something else in life than just wake up, masturbate, and then play games. I love bicycles. Yeah, actually, they're really useful. I actually kind of surprised not a lot of other people use bicycles. I mean, I guess it's kind of unsafe in London, for example, because there's no bicycle lanes. But when you live in the Netherlands, where we have bicycle lanes literally everywhere, it's a really nice way of getting somewhere without having to grab the car if it's not too far away. It's great. I love it. I mean, yeah, I've grown up with it, but shut up. Orange juice is nice. Wait, with or without pulp? I don't like pulp. Favorite food is tuna sandwich. Even though I really like tuna sandwiches, they're really nice with a bit of pepper in there. Like to give you the feeling that you're alive while your tongue is slowly burning away and your eyeballs fall into the back of your throat. I like ribs more. The nickname? Yep, the nickname was just, yep, incest, pure incest.
Does he loves motorbikes or bicycles? At Andres 2006, good point. Bicycles.
To you two.
What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life is a difficult question to answer because that is different for literally everyone. For one person, the meaning of life might be to gather as much money as they can and live surrounded by their valuables and their objects that they've bought with said money. For other people, it means that the meaning of life is to have fun with friends. Do what you think is fun. If you want to go on a holiday with friends, go on a holiday with friends. Then there are people that want to know everything. Scientists, geologists, the type of archaeologists, they want to go back. And they want to find out what happened, what is going to happen, how things have formed. If you look at a star, there are people that think, I want to know where that star came from. I want to know what color it is burning, what elements are being formed, how old it is. Because every single star you see in the night sky is dead. It's just the light that still has to reach us. The meaning of life for everyone is different. We are not an individual, but we are one big community of people living on this small marble in the endless obsidian sky, surrounded by nothingness. And yet it's filled with life, elements, light, everything. We are always surrounded and we are never alone. Even though it might feel like it. The meaning of life is that you're not obsessed with death. Because people are obsessed with death. People are afraid of dying, terrified of dying. What is after dying? They get so obsessed with death that they stop living. And that is the wrong way of going about it. People join religions because they're afraid of death and stuff like that. No. The real meaning of life is to make sure that you put down the toilet seat so you don't fall into the toilet when pooping. Or
we are just a galactic accident. Originally the dinosaurs have been engineered to rule the world. We have been designed only to be dino food.
Imagine that.
Have you ever leaked an actual windmill? If not, when are you going to do it?
This might surprise you, but windmills are kind of private property. People are not just allowed to walk up to them and touch them with their wet extremities. So no, I haven't actually licked a windmill in my life yet. And I'm not sure when, because it's kind of frowned upon by some people. Because it's like, oh, you walk up to my house and just start licking the doorknob. It's kind of weird, man. But soonish, whenever I come across like a windmill, I'm allowed to touch and stuff.
I used to think you were a llama. Why are you not a llama?
I'm not a llama because my dad didn't have sex with an animal. And my mum is not an animal, I hope.
How does one find a wild round 4-reel?
Where do you find a wild M4? Well, I found mine in Germany, so, like, that's a pretty good place to start. The problem is catching them, because they're really skittish. So the moment you find one, you kind of just have to, like, tranquilize it and Stockholm Syndrome it. Like, keep it in your imaginary basement until it loves you. Stockholm Syndrome is a hell of a drug. Anyway, that's the end. That's the end of this far too long video. It wasn't my intention to have it be almost 44 minutes. I thought it was going to be about 12. I was just off by half an hour. I hope you enjoyed it. And it made me realize that I probably should have done a Q&A way sooner. There will still be 4 videos before the end of the year. Well, that's fair. I guess that's a pretty decent deal. Hello, Chile. That's not a question. He is the blackest of assholes.